Continuing in Module 2, we focus on gathering and organizing meaningful insight from students and families so instruction is precise, responsive, and clearly documented. You'll build systems that help you understand strengths, needs, accommodations, and goals without adding to your workload. By the end of this module, you'll have a clear picture of every learner, the tools to monitor growth, and the evidence to show you truly know your students while making the rest of your teaching more efficient. In the last chapter, you gathered insight from students and families so you could truly know who your learners are. Now we build on that work. Chapter 5, Track, is about easily gathering meaningful data and monitoring growth over time in a way that's clear and manageable for both you and your students. Plan for 2 to 3 45-minute planning sessions, plus 1 to 2 class periods with students. This chapter focuses on setting up clear, manageable systems for tracking growth over time. The benchmark data is already provided, so you don't have to hunt for information or guess what realistic progress should look like for your students. You'll choose one area that matters most right now and focus your tracking there. Using student-friendly tools, you guide students to track and reflect on their own progress while you use the same system to monitor patterns and make instructional decisions. These tools work no matter what subject you teach, making growth tracking simple and consistent across contexts. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency and student ownership. Take that Google Notes doc back out to take notes or jot down anything you want to take care of later. We don't have students track data because we're required to. We teach them how to track it because it changes learning. John Hattie's research shows that self-reported grades and clear student expectations have an effect size between 1.33 and 1.44 among the strongest influences on achievement. When students set goals, monitor progress, and reflect on their learning, achievement continues to rise. Goal setting has an effect size of 0.5. Self-evaluation and reflection have an effect size of 0.75. When learning is visible, students understand what success looks like and believe their actions matter. Before you can show students how to set goals, you need to know what the benchmark is. What does above, at, or below level look like? These charts can help answer that question with research-based data points that have been normed by huge data sets of students, sometimes nationally, sometimes worldwide. This tool gives you grade level expectations across subjects and improvement areas, so goals are grounded in reality, not guesswork. Of course, if your school or district has a set data points they want you to follow, you'll want to use those. In classes like science, social studies, health, and others, goals often focus on work ethic or overall performance instead of benchmark scores. What matters most is that the goal gives students something clear to aim for and a way to tell if what they're doing is helping. When students can name a goal and see whether their actions are moving them closer, engagement improves and effort becomes more intentional. That's why goal setting works in every subject area, even when the goals look different. Keep your data points simple and straightforward so students see a clear connection between their goal and achievement. Use what you already have. If your students are using a work completion or class grade goal, use the data from past performance. If your school requires something like iReady or a STAR math assessment, use it. Don't make your job harder. Now, take a look at the charts and decide what data point you want to focus on. The Student Data Tracker and Growth Chart organizes one meaningful data point per student. That's it. Baseline score, goal, periodic check-ins. This tool helps you group students intentionally, adjust instruction quickly, and see patterns easily. There are clear, simple directions for grouping your students based on where they fall now versus the benchmark and where their realistic goals should be. Simple data, strong decisions. Keep this data sheet updated and near you for easy access. It will also be helpful at data planning meetings and parent conferences. Now we bring students into the process. The goal setting and self-monitoring worksheet tool is a simple way to turn data over to students so they can own it. Students don't just hear about progress, they track it. They see where they started, where they're working toward, and how effort connects to growth. That connection matters. One data point, one goal, one clear purpose. Track often enough to inform instruction, not so it often overwhelms you. Monthly for long-term goals, weekly for short cycles. Clarity beats complexity every single time. Before students write goals, we make one quick decision together. Do students need more guidance, or are they ready to work more independently? If students are new to goal setting or unsure what realistic progress looks like, we write the goal together. When the goal is written together, we also write the action steps together. If students can explain what they're working toward and what success looks like, they can write individual goals with examples and quick check-ins for support. No matter how the goal is set, we always brainstorm action step ideas as a class, so students have clear strategies to choose from. Once the goal is set, students record their starting point. Each time there's a new data point, students update their tracking. And you can choose to have quick verbal check-ins about whether their action steps are working or need adjustment. At the midpoint, and again at the close of the goal period, students reflect on what worked, what didn't, and what they would try next. The process stays simple, and responsibility gradually shifts to students as confidence and ownership grow. There are more tips and suggestions, as well as 3 different goal recording sheets in this tool. It'd be helpful to read it closely. Now it's time to open up your Blockit calendar. Schedule baseline data collection, student goal setting lessons, and progress check-ins. When it's on the calendar, it becomes manageable. By the end of this chapter, you have clear benchmarks, visible goals, and a system that shows growth over time. You know where students are, where they're going, and how to adjust along the way. Notice how much goes into setting students up and you up for success. All of this preparation will make a huge difference in the final module and bring clarity to how you teach. Next, we'll plan instruction that responds, not reacts.